Has someone recognized you on a different game? And also, what was your most embarrassing moment? Um, no one's noticed me in other games. I think no one's been like, oh my gosh, it's Megneous, except in Super Robo Play's Minecraft server. People have noticed me in real life before, though. Like I said, some of my students have watched my Minecraft Dinosaur series, and then when I say, hello, ladies and gentlemen of YouTube, this is Megneous, and what they're like, oh, you're Megneous? This is your series? Oh my gosh. I'm like, yes, I am sort of famous on YouTube. Congratulations to me, I guess. Favorite game, Dolly Crap, Final Fantasy XI, already answered. Arcane Canine, even if you get millions of subs, will you still talk to me on Facebook? Yes, Arcane Canine, I will still talk to you on Facebook even if I get millions of subs. But the question is, how many people send me messages and how often can I respond to those? Because I don't know how often you guys get really busy, but I'm busy a lot of the time. I don't have time to answer as many emails and messages as I get, but I try. I really do try. Sometimes it takes me a week or two to answer, but I go through and I answer like everything that isn't like a really stupid message like lols, hello lords, a bunch of lead speak and stuff like that. I don't answer those, but if they're decent messages and they're worth answering, I do answer them. So yes, I will continue to talk to you even if I get lots of subscribers. Already answered about why I started a gaming channel, Arcane Canine. Dak Alessio, in your last Don't Starve video, you said you used to go out with your friend and collect mushrooms and grow them. Do you still go out into the woods and hike, collect wild edibles? As a hunter, bushcrafter, fisherman, gardener, I was curious. Dak Alessio, that is awesome that you go out in nature and you collect edible things and you go fishing and gardening. That friend of mine actually wasn't a friend, it was my father. When I was young and I lived in the woods in that log cabin I told you about earlier, I would go out into the woods with my father, find mushrooms that were edible. We would confirm what kind they were using a book, and my father was very, very experienced with growing mushrooms because he grew a lot of mushrooms in the 70s, if you know what I mean. So he was very knowledgeable about mushrooms. So we grew blue oyster mushrooms and some other kinds of mushrooms as well. We would harvest morel mushrooms from the forest, and it was really a lot of fun. Growing mushrooms is like a very, very complex thing where you have to start with like the mycelium or mycelium. I'm not sure how to pronounce that. My father always said mycelium, so I'm going to say mycelium, but it's probably wrong. But you start with it in petri dishes with like some agar in it. If you don't know what agar is, you need to like study microbiology and medicine and stuff like that. And you would grow the mycelium, and then you would cut it up into pieces and boil birdseed, and then put the mycelium and the birdseed in mason jars. So it's boiled, and you kill all the bacteria and stuff and fungus, and then shake it up. And then the mycelium will grow through the birdseed, and then you do the same thing boiling straw, and then put it in big bags like plastic bags, and then put the birdseed with the mycelium in there, and then shake it up. And then you leave the bags closed until the mycelium grows through the entire bag, eating the straw. And then you cut a flap in the bag and open it and mist it. You mist it with a spray bottle. And then from the bag will grow the fruiting bodies of the mushrooms, which are mushrooms. Because mushrooms are not mushrooms. Mushrooms are the fruiting bodies of fungus, the mycelium itself. That's the primary like living organism. The mushroom itself is not the organism, it's just a part of the organism called the fruiting body. So yeah, that's how you grow mushrooms, and it was totally awesome, and there's nothing more delicious than growing blue oyster mushrooms yourself and then frying them in butter, stir-frying them with butter and then eating them. Oh, they're so delicious. I really suggest you try Dak Alessio. It is amazing. Grow mushrooms. Minju Lee, you are probably Korean. Hello. Or maybe Korean American or Korean Australian, but you know what I mean. Or perhaps you have like a Chinese father and a Korean mother or something along those lines. But anyway, hello. I like your name. Minju is a very good name. What is your most prized possession? Probably my computer. There are a couple of personal items in my life, but I don't really think that they're like very prized. There are very few things. I'm not very materialistic. But if I lost my computer, I wouldn't be able to work, and I would lose all my money, and I would die alone, homeless in the streets. So let's say my computer. How's Korea going? Korea is going amazing, except for, Korea constantly trying to deport me because I don't have a real job. So I have to like apply for visas to look for a job, but then not really look for a job. Try to finish my 한국 사회 통합 program, Korean Social Integration Society Integration Program. So try to complete that. Try to get an F27 visa, which is a visa which allows me to live permanently in Korea as a resident. And after like 3 years, I can apply for an F5 visa? Yeah, F5 visa, which is a permanent residency visa. Not a marriage visa, permanent living alone residency visa, which is what I want. I went there about 2 years ago to visit my aunts and uncles that live there. So you are Korean, aha. And I was born there. Yes, it's awesome, isn't it? And just wanted to know how it was going. It's going well. It's going well. It could go very, very badly very, very soon because my visa is going to run out in November? Oh, November, I think. And I'm not going to have enough time to get my F27 visa by November. So I'm a little bit worried about that. I think maybe I'll get a student visa and like go to a university in Korea. Maybe. Or maybe I'll get like a part-time job. I'm not really sure. We'll talk about that. I'll let you guys know what I'm doing. I'll tell you. Another question about where do you live in Korea? I live outside of Seoul. I don't live in Seoul proper. I live outside of Seoul in Gyeonggi-do, but I'm not going to tell you if I'm like on the north or the south or the east or the west or anywhere else because I don't want people showing up at my door. I know that most of you live in the United States, but I would be very freaked out if someone came to my door here in South Korea, so we're not going to be talking about where exactly I live. Sorry, I love you, but we have some limitations here. Thank you, Minju Lee. Thank you very much. You should totally send me more messages if you want to. We can talk about Korea all day. Carvera19 asks, do you live in South or North Korea? I live in North Korea, and I'm actually a very secret government agent who's using a secret internet connection to record video game videos and upload them to YouTube. In case you guys didn't know, that was sarcasm. You cannot use YouTube in North Korea. North Korea doesn't have access to the real internet. They have like this really pseudo internet in North Korea, and it's only available to people who are the most dedicated to the regime. North Korea is not a place you guys want to go live. Lots of weapons and lots of threats that I told everyone weren't serious, but no one listened. And then, oh, look, we're not blown up yet because I told everyone that wouldn't happen. But yeah, I live in South Korea. What made you start doing YouTube? Can you do a normal Minecraft? I live in Korea. Justin, you asked a lot of questions. Darla Dennis asks, what country did you move to after you left the US? I moved to Korea, but I've also lived in Japan. I've also lived in China. I lived in Japan for like a year and a half. Yeah, a year and a few months. I lived in China for 3 months. I lived in Paris for 1 month, but decided that Parisians hate me and I hate Parisians and I don't want to live in Paris ever again. Paris was a terrible place to live. For any of you who live in Paris, I'm sorry, I don't mean to offend you. But like really, I had a really terrible time living in Paris. It was awful. Can you say plesiosaur 5 times slowly, McDovey Co? Plesiosaur, 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 plesiosaur. Yeah, okay, so on to the next question. Jared9129, what is it like living in a country where everyone speaks a language that isn't English? It feels more or less the same as living in any other country. In fact, believe it or not, despite the fact that we speak different languages, humans, more or less, we all want the same things. We all want to be happy, we want someone to love us, and we want delicious food. Oh, and a lot of people like drinking alcohol. Yeah, so people in other countries have different cultures, and Korean culture is very, very different from American culture. But for the most part, if you love people, if you greet people, if you're like happy about meeting people who are different and learning from them, you're not going to have that big of a problem living in Korea. If you're not very open-minded and monocultural, you will have an amazingly terrible time living in Korea. But for the most part, people just want to be loved. People just want to be loved. And they want to eat delicious food and drink delicious alcohol. Which personally, I don't think that alcohol is very delicious, but I do socially drink with teachers and other people here in Korea, because if you don't, you can't have friends here. Korea is very much a drinking culture. Very much so. Very similar to Germany in Europe, if you have ever been to Germany. You're very cool. Thank you, Tyron. You're very cool as well. Mr. Swiggles is my roommate. Namu Child, take 2. I live in Korea. I am not a citizen of Korea. I am a citizen of the United States, but I am currently not residing there, nor do I plan to in the future. I am in my mid-20s, Colin W. Colin W. heard about missile attacks from North Korea to South Korea. Yeah, that happens sometimes. We are not really in danger. North Korea is nowhere near as strong as South Korea or as the United States in terms of military. They do not have the technology to send a nuclear device to Seoul. Their artillery is only reaching the top northern 1/3 of Seoul. We are not worried about North Korea at all. When America was freaking out about North Korea, we were laughing because you guys were freaking out over nothing, really. Like, we got this, don't worry. Nikki Kano likes all of my videos. Thank you, Nikki. I appreciate that. I like you as well. Is this really spam? Yes, it is. We're going to say that's spam. How do I get the fossil mod? You can check the link that I put in my videos for 1.5.2, I think we're using right now. I put the link in the newest Minecraft dinosaur videos to where you can get that mod. Can you get this mod for Xbox 360? No, Minecraft Dinosaurs is probably not available as a mod on Xbox 360. Xbox is not really open to modding. Can you show your face in a video? I'm doing so right now. That is by MyBennett20. I think that's it. Okay, that is officially, we have answered all of the questions for our 100 subscriber special and our 5,000 sub special. Thank you very much. I have one more thing to say to Reggie. Reggie, you earned a copy of Rose by writing a poem. Please respond to my messages or I'm going to give your game to another person. If you would like a free copy of Rose, the game with the 4 nature gods building their planet, then you should go over to that giveaway video and let me know, because I have one more copy, a GOG copy, another online distribution site that I'm going to give away probably in the next few days. So you should go there. I don't think I have anything else to say other than keep studying in school, study lots of cool, interesting stuff, and teach me things that I don't already know. Please learn about space, get involved in the space industry so that we can get to Mars and I can die happy. That's about it. So thank you very much, everyone, for watching this video. My name is Megneous, and I will see you next time.